What? What's macros? What's calories? What? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry if I seem a little hyper. I've been sipping on some caffeine. So today's video is gonna be about losing fat, losing that stubborn belly fat, getting down to a weight that you want to get down to, just losing weight in general, cutting, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it pretty much revolves around the same kind of thing. So I've had a lot of questions recently. You know, what did I do in my fitness journey? What have I done? You know, what do I eat? How do I train? This and that and the third. I'm gonna cover that in this video very briefly. I'm gonna go in more depth later on just for the sake of the time. I don't want this video to be an hour long. So first things first, you hear it everywhere, you know it already, but the sad truth that no one wants to realize is there is no magic pill, there's no magic potion, there's no magic 6-minute ab workout that you're gonna do that's going to change your body the way that you want it to be. Okay, so step one, you must be in a caloric deficit. If you do not know what a caloric deficit is, it means that you are eating less calories than you are burning on a daily basis. Okay, so for example, you know, people tell me, you know, I've been eating healthy, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, and and I ask them, how many calories do you eat every day? How many, what's your macros at? And they're like, what? What's macros? What's calories? What? I've been eating chicken and broccoli, and you know, it doesn't matter. If you're eating chicken and broccoli and rice and whatever healthy foods, and you're still eating them in an excess, you're basically doing a clean bulk, which is what I'm going to be doing in August to gain weight, you understand? So if you want to lose weight, you have to be burning more calories than you're putting into your body. So basically your body has a rate at which, or how, it has a number of calories that it burns a day. You can find this out online with a TDEE calculator. You can use MyFitnessPal, you know, whatever. But okay, so basically you can find that number, but it's not gonna be perfect for you. I mean, you can go to a doctor and get a test and stuff like that, and it'll be more accurate, but everyone is different. So it gives you a really good guesstimate, basically. But what you wanna do with that guesstimate is you want to, like I said, it's your maintenance calories. So it's what you burn on a daily basis, just sitting here, watching this video, sleeping, doing that thing. So like I said, you have to be in a caloric deficit, so you have to be eating less calories than that number. A good rule of thumb is to lower that number by 500 to 700, which is what I typically do and what most people do. There are outliers, but I mean, everyone's a little bit different. But for you know, the general sake, you want to lower it by about 500 to 700 calories. What that does is it gives you enough room to see substantial fat loss, and to see, and that maximizes, you know, how much fat loss that you can see over time. If you lower it too much too quickly, the problem, okay, so that's where you see people starting to starve themselves and starting to be miserable and, like, you know, get really low into calories, and, you know, they start losing muscle and things like that. You don't want that. You want to maximize how much muscle you maintain, as well as if you're new to working out, you can build a little bit of muscle if you're first starting out while losing fat. You want to maximize that potential in the very beginning. So be very, just like, don't starve yourself, is basically what I'm saying. But it's very simple. It's just, you know, it's just like a realization that one day you're just gonna have to come to, and hopefully it's today, and you're just gonna have to realize that yes, you are gonna have to track your macros, you are gonna have to track your calories, you are going to have to know what you're putting into your body. Okay, second thing I want to talk about is expectations. This is a big deal for a lot of people. For some reason, when it comes to fitness, people think that, you know, they're gonna reach that body that they want to get to immediately, or in a week, or in a month, or whatever it may be. I don't know why. I don't know why people think that this particular thing is any easier than learning guitar or learning any new skill, or, like, I mean, you have to, like I said, you have to have a realistic expectation, because you have to realize what you're doing. You have all this fat on your body and you want to remove it. I don't know if you know anything about anatomy or physiology. I'm not going to go too in depth in this video, but it's, I mean, burning fat off of your body, like absorbing that fat, it's basically just stored energy just sitting on your body, and it doesn't happen like that. A relative, like a general rule of thumb is you want to lose about 0.5 to 2 pounds of body weight per week. Before you get all like, oh shoot, do it, it's not that bad. So the thing is, if you lose more than that per week, if you can lose less than that a week, and that's fine. But if you lose more than that in a week, you're going to be burning more than fat, and that is the opposite of what you want to do. You want to keep the muscle that you already have, as well as during I mean, if you're new to the gym, you're gonna get what's called newbie gains, and you're gonna gain a little bit of muscle while you're losing fat. You want to maximize that. You want to maximize your body's potential, especially in the beginning, because that's where you're going to see the most growth. Once you start training for a little bit, your body's going to adjust and get used to it. As far as expectation goes, come on guys, don't think this is going to happen overnight. It definitely didn't happen overnight for me. I've made every mistake you can possibly think of, and that was one of the biggest, I guess, flaws that I had, is I wasn't having realistic expectations. I would eat a salad and then go do 50 crunches and be like, you know, where's my abs? And as stupid as that might sound to some of y'all, I know that I'm not the only person that's done that. So just stick to it. It's, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. You just gotta be realistic with yourself. So third thing, what do I eat? All right, so this is a very, very, very complicated topic to talk about when talking about losing weight. Particularly because everyone's very different. Secondly, because it doesn't really matter what you eat in the beginning, because like I said, it's all about calories in versus calories out. But it is very, very, very hard to see good results, and very hard to see, I mean, to be healthy during your weight loss journey if you're eating trash. You have to understand that when people say you are what you eat, that is very real. You can't expect to, you know, look like a steak if you eat like, you know, just Burger King and Wendy's all day. You can definitely go out and enjoy yourself, you know, Chipotle, Subway, Chick-fil-A, things like that. I've actually even eaten at McDonald's. I've had the grilled chicken sandwich with, I don't remember what I had as a side. I didn't get fries, but my point is that it doesn't necessarily matter what you eat, but you definitely want to limit your calorie-dense foods, and you want to implement more nutrient-dense foods into your diet. What that means is, so if you look at a chicken breast and rice and you see the macronutrients of those foods compared to something like a burger and a milkshake, you're going to be able to eat so much more of the healthy food, which is why there's this misconception like, oh, I can't eat that much when I'm dieting. Yes, you can. You just can't eat a lot of crap. You can eat a ton. It's actually funny because when I put people on diets in the beginning, they're like, they can't eat all of the food in the beginning because it's like they're eating nutrient-dense foods for the first time, and they're like, wow, it's actually very filling, especially eating a lot of fibrous foods, a lot of green vegetables, a lot of healthy fats. It's very, very, very filling. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat like 6 or 7 eggs or, you know, like a cup of rice. You're gonna be full. So with that said, to sum that all up, it does not matter what you eat as long as you're in a caloric deficit in terms of losing weight. But if you want to see the best results, you need to put good foods in your body and you need to treat your body well. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is a few misconceptions that I've had myself as well as other people talk to me about when they're asking me questions about what they need to do and this and that and the third. What the misconception that I want to talk about first is cardio. Okay, so a lot of people think that when you want to lose weight, you've got to do a bunch of cardio. This isn't true. It's something that, it's a tool that you want to have in your back pocket, but it's not a necessity. It is beneficial. You're gonna be, you know, more cardiovascularly healthy if you do cardio on a normal basis versus someone who doesn't, which will help you in the gym. It'll help you feel better, things like that. It'll speed up your metabolism, especially if you're doing HIIT cardio, which I'll do a video later on HIIT versus LIST cardio. And like I said, it all goes back to calories in versus calories burned. If you are eating in a caloric deficit, you are going to lose weight. It's science. It's physiology. It does not matter, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter. You're going to lose weight and you will see results. Okay, another misconception. And I'm gonna speak to the guys for a second first, and then I'm gonna speak to the girls. This misconception is, I don't wanna get too bulky. I don't know who like came up with the thought that all this stuff, you're gonna walk into the gym, you're gonna do some workouts, you're gonna eat some chicken, and then you're just gonna like turn into the Hulk or something. It doesn't happen like that. It happens over time, and especially if you're trying to gain weight, and especially new people trying to gain weight. I don't know why some of y'all think that you're just gonna go and get bulky. It happens progressively. You actually don't even see it in the mirror because of how slowly it happens. Like, to give you a little bit of like an example, like this bulk I'm about to go on in August, starting in August, I want to gain like 10 to 15 pounds of muscle in the next year. The next year. That is like, that's a long time to be, you know, steady going at that. So don't think that you're gonna go into the gym and work out for a week and come out like not being able to move and stuff like that. Like, it's not how it works. Okay, and for you ladies, you don't have enough testosterone to look like a body, like to look like a big bulky bodybuilder. I understand y'all's misconception because, you know, that's a little bit less common knowledge, but at the same time, like I said, for the guys, it's not gonna happen overnight for y'all either. So you progressively, every day, every week, every month, you see your results and you adjust accordingly, and you make new goals, and you assess the outcome of what you've done in the past, and you apply it to the future, and you go where you want. That's why they have so many different kinds of training styles. That's why they have so many different kinds of diets, because everyone's different and everyone has different goals, and everyone, you know, there's no like correct or right way to do this. It's just calorie deficit, and like, if you're, I mean, just work out, like move, do something. Like, you're not gonna burn calories sitting around. I mean, even if you're eating healthy and you're in a caloric deficit, if you're just sitting around, think about how long that's going to take you to lose the weight that you want to lose. Especially if you're someone like a couple of my friends that I've helped in the past lose weight. If you're trying to lose like 60 to 70 pounds, don't think that you're gonna do that with no work. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people coming to me talking about, hey, what do I do? What can I do? What do you do? Da, da, da. And almost discrediting me at the work that I put in, because then I tell them and they're like, oh, like thinking I'm gonna give them some like magic secret or something that no one, that I don't know what they think, but it's very discrediting to me, and it's very discrediting to everyone else who's put in work to see a big change in their life. Another thing that I wanna talk about is working out, training with weights. I get this question all the time. Do I need to work out with weights? Do I need to go to the gym? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? You don't need to do anything, to be honest with you. But is it going to benefit you? Yes. Why? Because we were just talking about a caloric deficit, right? What does working out do? It burns calories. There's some people out there who just think that, you know, you can just sit around all day and eat chips and bonbons and lose weight. I don't know why, but there are people out there like that, and yeah, if you're one of those people, I'm sorry, but yes, you're going to have to do work. You're going to have to do something that you've never done before. You're going to have to go through some physical pain, being sore, this and that. You're going to have to stop eating maybe, you know, as much as you want of everything you want. You're going to have to make sacrifices to benefit and have, you know, a healthier lifestyle. With that said, training is beneficial for more than just that reason. Training is beneficial because it builds muscle, which helps with fat loss. It promotes more fat loss when you have more muscle on your body. So it's just already, that's a huge benefit there. Also, training is, if you're a male, it increases testosterone. So that's our, like, our sex hormone. That's our, you know, you want as much testosterone as you can, especially when you're trying to lose weight and stuff like that. And when you get, gain muscle, when you get down in a caloric deficit and you get down in these low calories, your testosterone levels are going to decrease because your body's going into like this kind of survival mode type mode, and it's not going to, you know, it's just not going to produce as much testosterone because it doesn't see a need for it. So training is going to benefit you more than it's going to hurt you. And I think that that's what you need to take away from this, is that every benefit that you can possibly reap from any of this information, you should take advantage of it, because why wouldn't you? Okay, with that said, I want to bring up this next point, which is very important to me, and I think that it's going to, you know, I don't know, I hope it helps someone, you know, get into the gym that might not want to. What I'm going to talk about is ego. So everyone has an ego. Everyone has their own view of themselves. Everyone has, their own, you get the point. If you go into a new situation, that ego starts to, feel a certain type of way. Especially when you go into a gym and you've never been in there before, if you haven't been in a while, or if you're, if you feel like you're inferior to the rest of the people in there, it's very discouraging, and it's very hard to, keep going back if you feel like this. How do you get over this? Well, first things first, you got to realize that everyone in there got there starting where you started. No one stepped into the gym and just started throwing up 315 on the bench press and, just got shredded out of nowhere. And it just doesn't happen. You got to keep that in the back of your head. There's always going to be people at the gym. There's always going to be those gym douches who are going to look at you like, why are you here? Why are you, and they just kind of look like they got their chest out like they're better than everybody like that. That's just their personality. That's not everyone. So just let them do their thing. Let them think that they're better than everyone. It doesn't have to do with you. Everyone else in there, like people like me, I love seeing new people in the gym as long as they're like doing work. Like, if you're in there wasting time, then okay, I understand that maybe like, come on, move or something. But if you're in there working and you're in there sweating and, grinding, and that's motivating, because I was there at some point and everyone else there was there at some point. No one's here to don't compare yourself to other people. That's a big problem that happens when people start going to the gym. You can't get down on yourself. I work out with people all the time, some of my friends, some of my clients. I see a look on their face after they do a set, and they do less weight than me or less weight than the person next to them or something like that, and they get like discouraged. Well, you've been here for a week or a month or something like that. Don't expect to be doing what everyone else is doing. You got to be realistic, and that goes back to the expectations that I talked about earlier. So be realistic with your expectations. Just be consistent, and you will see results. I promise you. These tips and these things that I'm telling you, there is no ifs, ands, or buts that it works. I've tried everything in the book, like I said before. So just stick with it, and you will be fine, and you will see results. But you have to stick to it. Do not think that this is going to, like I said, happen overnight. And that's why I wanted to make this YouTube, so I can, tell this information to a lot more people than just the people that are asking me directly. Because I feel like I can actually help a few people who have that motivation and drive to do something. And I just want to say anything about motivation, or something about motivation. Anyone can do this. Anyone. Don't limit yourself to what you've heard, to what you've seen, to other people around you. Do not limit yourself. If you have a medical condition, a thyroid condition, a sodium deficiency, something like that, obviously it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you, and I would definitely advise you to, talk to a doctor before you start some kind of diet or workout routine. But for the most part, for the average individual, you can do this. I was fat my entire life. I was bullied for it, ridiculed for it. I thought I was always going to be fat, and I know how it feels to be discouraged. I know how it feels to not think that you can do something. But let me tell you what, once you do this, you are going to open doors that you never thought would be open. You're going to realize how powerful your mind is. And that's one thing that you really need to understand, is you're going to have to push yourself. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And eventually, you will see what I'm talking about. You will like it. You will love it. You will enjoy going to the gym. You will enjoy the process of seeing yourself grow and seeing yourself mentally get more healthy and just more, you're going to be happier. Once you reach your fitness goals, you're going to be happier. You're going to be more driven to do it. I don't know how else to explain it. You know what I'm getting at. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I just really wanted to talk about that, because I hear all the time like I can't. You need to just delete that word from your vocabulary, because you can do it. It's excuses that are telling you can't do something. I don't have time. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't You do have time, and you do know what to do, especially after you watch this video. So don't discredit anyone else out there. They have 24 hours a day just like you do. I have 2 jobs. I'm in college. I do it. And I'm not going to say that I'm the busiest person in the world, but from the time that it does take to do what I do, an hour in the gym, maybe an hour and a half, and everyone eats. So you got to eat anyway. So you might as well eat healthy and benefit yourself, right? Okay, so last thing that I want to talk about is supplements. I get this question a lot too, is what supplement should I take? First and foremost, before I mention the supplements, and I'm going to have a separate video talking more in depth about the supplements I take and more about them, but first and foremost, you do not need supplements. That's why they're called supplements. What you do need is proper nutrition and a proper workout routine. Supplements are going to supplement that routine and that diet to help you benefit the most that you can from it. Supplements are expensive. If you have the extra money, then go ahead and buy them. If you don't, then don't stress. Don't freak out like, oh, I can't do it, I don't have supplements. No, you can do it. Supplements are just, it's just an extra thing that you can, if you can purchase it and use it, then good for you. If not, that's fine. Anyway, number one supplement that I will recommend y'all is, I got two, BCAAs and protein. BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, are going to help with recovery, soreness, endurance, and stuff like that. You can drink them whenever. You can drink them throughout the day. You can drink them intra-workout, like while you're working out. You can drink them post-workout, it doesn't matter. If you see people in the gym or out wherever drinking like colored drinks, it's probably BCAAs. And protein. Protein is, I'd probably say this is the most important supplement if you're gonna get anything. It is hard to get a lot of protein in, I understand that. Especially, like I said, it is a lot of volume that you're gonna be eating, because a lot of people don't think how much food it really is that you're gonna be eating on a diet, but it is a lot. And protein supplements definitely do help, and they aren't too expensive, and they're good for like on the go, like a meal or whatever. But protein is important because it helps you maintain, while you're cutting, you're not gonna really gain, like I said, you're not really gonna gain any more muscle than you already have, but it helps you maintain the muscle that you do have. And that is very important when losing weight, because if you lose all your muscle, then you've kind of done yourself a disservice by doing all the work you're doing and eating the way you're eating and working out as hard as you're working out. You want to maximize the benefits that you're going to get from doing these things. Just do what you know you're supposed to do, and just do what's going to benefit you. Don't hurt yourself. Don't starve yourself. I've done it before. And I'll show you some pictures. It doesn't look good. It's not, you're gonna get more discouraged, and you're probably just gonna go back to eating the way you used to eat, because you're just like, wow, this is what I look like now. I just dieted for 5 months and now I look like this. It's very discouraging. Don't do it to yourself. Eat enough protein, eat enough calories, and slowly taper down your calories and your macronutrients. Don't just do something super drastic to your body. Okay, so 3 other supplements that I'm going to talk about are creatine, multivitamin, and pre-workout. So creatine is definitely not a necessity. It's just something that can benefit you. What it does is basically, I'm gonna just very briefly, it brings more water to your muscles to help with endurance, and then eventually help with strength in the long run. Thing with creatine is, if you don't take it every single day, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna, and for one thing, it takes 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month, depending on the person, to even begin working. As far as multivitamin goes, like I said, you wanna maximize your benefits that you can get from everything. If you can afford it, buy a multivitamin and take it every day. It'll help you feel better, help you have more energy, stuff like that. If you don't sweat it. It's okay. You can get micronutrients from foods and things like that. And pre-workout, same thing. It's a preference. I personally love caffeine, and I love vasodilators, which are typically found in pre-workouts. If you don't like caffeine and you don't like the stimulus, you don't like that itchy feeling, you can get pre-workouts that are purely just for pump vasodilators. And if you don't want vasodilators and you just want a stimulus, I mean, you could use a pre-workout, or you could just drink coffee or something like this. So don't limit yourself to thinking you can't do something because you don't have supplements, or because you don't have the best gym equipment, or you don't have, like don't limit yourself because of those reasons. You don't need it. What you need is a caloric deficit and a proper diet within that caloric deficit, as well as a proper training program. To sum everything up, caloric deficit, workout routine, and one last thing, consistency. Like I've already mentioned before, if you are not consistent, do not expect results. Don't expect to go to the gym 3 days out of the week when you feel like it, and eating healthy when you feel like it, and then go out on the weekends and drink with your friends, and then go to Whataburger or whatever at 2 in the morning and get a patty melt, and then, you know, see results. You gotta be realistic with yourself. Yes, you have to make sacrifices, but what's more important to you? Your health and your goal, or going out every weekend and hurting your body with nasty food and alcohol and things like that? I mean, I'm not telling you don't have fun and don't enjoy your life and don't, you know, celebrate things, but limit it as much as possible so that it will be a reward. Because if you have a cheat meal every day, it's not really a reward. If you drink every single day, every single weekend, it's not really like a celebratory thing anymore. Now it's become a hindrance to your goals and to what you're trying to do. So yeah, I hope I covered everything. I might have missed just a couple things. I'm really trying to make this video not as long as, I don't really want it to be like 30 minutes long. I feel like I've been talking forever. But if you do have any more specific questions, please, please, please put them down in the comments below. I don't care how small they are. I don't care how stupid you might think it is. I didn't know any of this stuff when I started, so I don't expect anyone else to. Or you can go ahead and DM me on my social media, and I'll be happy to answer them and happy to help you. And yeah, so I hope y'all, you know, found some useful information in this video, and I hope y'all apply it and implement it into your daily lives. So stay consistent, stay motivated, and do not give up, and stop saying the word can't. And you can do this, guys. I will see y'all next time.